Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 2, which has member I am Fikrah Suni as moderator and first speaker, Trinindi Eriswan Fitri as the second speaker, Husnathul Khulfah Rezki as the third speaker, Rizla Ersa romadhia as the fourth speaker, and the last is Anisa Salsabiila as the fifth speaker. So we will present the material about the common problems and research problems. The first is understanding common problems will be presented by me. According to Setiosari, 2010, general problems are problems that occur in the social environment or society, which are experienced by many people. Common problems demand a solution. If it is not solved or resolved, the community will be restless, afraid, and feel insecure. A common problem is unexpected behavior that can be reconstructed consistently, occurs globally and generates many support cases, according to Sukardi 2013. So a general problem is a problem that occurs globally and requires a solution so that it must be resolved immediately so that there will not be many cases afterward. Next slide, please. The next is definition of research problem. Please back one slide, please. Definition of research problem. According to Sulistyo et al. 2019, the research problem is that there is a distance between what is ideal and what is happening, or what should be different from what is happening is different. It can also be a gap between reality and expectations. Research problems in general can be interpreted as a gap between what should be and what is happening about something, or between the reality that exists or occurs with what shall exist or occur, and between expectation and reality. Thus, the research problem is a gap between the ideal and its opposite. For the next material will be explained by Trinindi. To Trinindi, time is yours.
Thanks to moderator. Next slide, please. Okay, the next is about characteristic of common problem. The characteristic of a good problem are follows. First, the selected problem must have research value. Second, must have feasibility. And then the third must be in accordance with the qualification of the researcher. Next slide, please. Meanwhile, according to Sunanto, characteristic of common problem, namely, first problem arise because there is a gap between expectation or dasolan and reality or dasein. Second, the bigger the gap and the bigger the problem. Third, each gap that occurs can lead to different perception. Four, problem arise as behavior that is not decided by the individual himself or by the environment. Fifth, problem arise as a result of the wrong learning process. Six, problem require basic questions that need to be answered. Seven, problem can be individual or group. Next. And then according to Frankel and Wellen in Asori and Iswanti 2009, suggests that characteristic of good research problem are first, the problem must be feasible. Second, must be clear. Third, must be significant. And the last, ethical issue. That's all from me. I give it back to moderator.
Okay, thanks to Trinindi. For the next material will be explained by Anisa Salsabiila. So Anisa, time is yours.
Okay, thank you to moderator. I will explain about form of general problems and research problem. According to Sugiyano 2011, suggests that form of general problems and research problem. The form of problem in research can be divided into three groups, namely the form of descriptive, comparative, and associative problem. So there are three kinds of problems, namely descriptive, comparative, and associative problem. Next slide. According to Rizla 2017, explain the meaning of the form of the problem, namely, first, descriptive problems are questions about the existence of independent variables, either one or more variables, or standalone variables. Second, comparative problems are research problem that comparative the existence of one or more variable in two or more different sample or at a different time. Third, associative problem are research problem that are asking the relationship between two or more variable. There are three kinds of this relationship, namely, uh, first, systematical relationship, second, causal relationship, and the last, interactive or reciprocal relationship. Okay, that's for me. Back to moderator.
Okay, thanks to Anisa. The next material will be explained by Rizla. So Rizla, time is yours.
Okay, thanks to moderator. I'm Rizla Romadhia. I will explain about common problem background. According to Suni 2016, the problem is information that is systematically arranged regarding interesting problematic phenomena and the problems to be studied. And problem occurs when ideal expectation and not the same as the reality. Meanwhile, according to Wirarta, argues that the background of the problem is information that is systematically arranged regarding phenomena and problematic problems that are interesting to study. So, the background of problem is information that is systematically arranged regarding interesting phenomena and problematic problems to be studied. According to Compiler 2014, in the background of the problem, it is written what the problem is of concern, how the problem is. What is the problem here means that there must be a gap between what we should have happened or expected and what the facts reality are. Then how problem refers to whether is serious or not. The severity of problem is investigated. Okay, the next is research problem background. According to Umar in April 2020, the background of the research problems contains information about problem or opportunity that can be questioned so that it can be followed up through research, including the things behind it. According to Sugiyona, while the background of problem contains the history and events that are happening in research problem, and it appears that there deviation from existing standards, both scientific standard and rules. Okay, that is all about my explanation. I give it to moderator.
Okay, thanks to Rizla. For the last material will be presented by Husnathul. Husnathul, time is yours.
Okay, thanks to moderator. I will explain about, according to Aprianto 20 and 21, the background of the problem contain argument why this research is important to do. Describe the situation and condition, both macro and micro, and equipped with fact and field data. So the cause of the emergence and occurrence of problem. So the background of the problem is information about a problem that contains argument and occur in a study, but scientific standard and real rules that describe macro and micro situation, so that research can follow up. Okay, next slide, please. And according to Andrik, in Aprianto 20 and 21, suggests that the background of the problem at least contain the following first. What are the factors that concern you to serve as a background? That is what is called factual background. Identification of relevant problems. And second is case information, either directly through observation in the community or through reference book and other similar research result, is called the theoretical background. Research relate one case to another, how to contemporary case relate to previous case, and how between theory that can explain the phenomenon of change from time to time. And the last, a problematic milestone that contain various questions that. Okay, that's all from me. I give it back to moderator. Thank you.
Okay, that's all our presentation. So if you have a question, please write your name in the chat. Okay, I think there is no question. So I will end this presentation with saying Alhamdulillah. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.